Hello and welcome to Pilgrim Ranch Agribusiness Institute. Um, Many people, ask me the question, how do I start my goat farm? What do I do? How do I do it? There is something that we often forget, and that is something I want to share with you today. And that is the issue of choosing your niche in the goat farming industry. Choosing your niche in the goat farming industry. I'm going to share with you 20 different aspects of the goat farming industry, and this is not even exhaustive. For you to choose a niche, they say, jack of all trade, master of none. It's important that you choose your goat industry niche. Let me use myself as an example. The Pilgrim Ranch, um, we breed and we specialize on Boa and Kalahari red goats. That's our niche. Even in this particular area, we have chosen to breed breeder stock. That is, we breed for other farmers who want to breed. That determines the quality of goats we buy, the quality of management that we have here, and the quality of feed that we give them. Okay, we are not looking at costs because of quality. All right. And again, many other things. We are a training institute, and so our infrastructure has to be standardized in such a way that any person who comes here can go back and replicate that. All right. So that is what the niche that we have chosen has made us to do. So it's important that you choose your niche. Now, I'm going to mention those niches. Number one, goat for meat. Goat for meat. If you are a breeder who is breeding goat for meat, you have to rely. There are two things that are important for you: numbers. You need them in large quantity, and then you need them in large size, because butchers who sell, they sell them per kilogram. Number two, breeder stock. That's just what I've just shared. Someone who is breeding breeder stock, you don't need to have them in large quantity, but you need to have them in very good standard, in very good quality. All right. So the breeder stock that we use, the parent stock that we use to produce the breeder stock, they don't have to be low quality goats. They have to be high standard, class 1 or class 2 goat. That is stud and commercial class goods. Number three, crossbreeding. All right, crossbreeding is another very important niche in the goat industry. The demand for crossbreeds is very high, while the supply is almost nothing. Number four, goat rearing training. I've already mentioned that. That would have to emanate from your other activities, that you're showing your expertise in that area. Number five, goat milk and product. In Nigeria, we are not very familiar with goat milk, but goat milk is one of the best milk you can ever consume. It's a lot better than cow milk. It's, very good, low cholesterol, minerals, and so on and so forth. And we just discovered that our Kalahari red goat can produce goat milk, in good quantity. So every day for the past more than 2 weeks, we have been getting about 2 liters of milk. And just recently, a lady from Kenya chatted me up that she had that I produced it, that the son is intolerant to lactose. Can she be buying from us goat milk? And guess what? 1 liter of goat milk is 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira. 1 liter of cow milk is about 1,400, 1,500 naira. And so that's a new stream of income for us. 5,000 naira per liter. All right. Next is goat manure. We produce tons of goat manure from here. We sell them very cheaply, 1,000 naira for a 50-kilogram bag. But there are people who specialize in this, who buy them off, process them, repackage them, brand them, and you see a 10-kilogram bag selling for between 3,500 and 5,000 naira. Goat manure for gardens and so on. All right. Next is goat-based agro-tourism. In a goat-based agro-tourism, you need to have space, you need to have accommodation, you need to have goats, different breeds of goats, where people, especially from the cities, can come and see different breeds of goat, and with their children, and so on. So that is goat for or goat-based agro-tourism. Goat restaurant, goat restaurant. Imagine having a restaurant where you have all kinds of things, for all kinds of food, for from goats. Isiewu, that is goat head. Ason, that is peppered goat meat. Goat pepper soup, and so on and so forth. All right. Goat skin, that is goat leather. Hay, fodder, and silage. There is demand for that, and any company that has the land, you can plant bracharia, you can plant granite, you can plant harvest, and sell to farmers. All right, that's a niche. All right, a concentrate and supplements, corn offal, wheat offal, supplements, additives, and so on. Okay. Equipment for feeding and handling, troughs, all kinds of equipments for goats. That's a niche. Veterinary services for our vet doctors. Number 14, AI, that is artificial insemination and embryo transplant. Could you imagine that we have a number of people interested in artificial insemination? There are a few companies in Nigeria that do it, but many of them are not interested in goat artificial insemination service. They are mostly interested in cattle and horses and so on. So if you start such a company, you can render such a service, to goat farms. Number 15, logistics and transport. Goats are moving around this country, in very high rates. People are buying, people need to be delivered. You can develop a logistic service that has, the kind of transport with the kind of spacing and protectors that is needed to transport goods and make money from that. Import and export. We import. We've not started exporting. We import. But that's also another area. People are requesting for various breeds of goat that are not in Nigeria. Boa, Kalahari Red, Savannah, Anglo-Nubian, Sanen, and so on. And it is the importer, exporter that handles that. Number 17, goat abattoir and meat shop. Your role could just be to buy goats from people and to slaughter and sell. That's a niche. Number 18, goat infrastructure and design. Now, when you look at, can you show that building there? Okay, the goat house. This goat house, even though I designed it because I have the knowledge, there are people who can, specialize on designing and delivery of such service. All right, they understand what goats need, and they're able to design various sizes of goat houses and deliver. All right. Number 19, goat trading and platform. Goat trading platform online. That's another. You can establish a platform where people can advertise their goods and be a clearinghouse where the buyer and the seller meet. The buyer is able to pay. You collect your good, and you now pay the buyer and charge, say, 10% for that service. We also offer that service on our online social media platform. And then finally, the traditional trading. So what I'm trying to say is this: there are niches, and it is better when you choose your niche, focus on it, be the best on it, build your capacity in your niche. Don't be jack of all trades. Don't do everything. All right, unless you have the capacity to do that. But it is good to be an expert in an area and be the best, so that when they mention this, they will say, oh yes. For example, in Nigeria, if you mention Boa and Kalahari Red, there is no way people will not mention Pilgrim Ranch. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.